I'm with Ben Greco, Director of Treasury for Secure Home Purchase, who are a property trading company. Ben, what's the biggest challenge facing home builders in operating part exchange in this current marketplace?
That's an interesting question, Robin. I think there are two main challenges facing developers in doing PX in this marketplace. The first is the challenge of actually realising that the market has changed significantly. The numbers of transactions has fallen massively, which makes valuing properties a lot more difficult because you've got a lack of comparable evidence. And also the reselling of properties, which is the other side of part exchange, has also become very tough with less buyers, less mortgage around and a lot more competition. So that's the first challenge, and I think alongside that people need to understand that the risks of doing part exchange has also increased, because if you can't value as accurately and you find it more difficult to resell, then potentially if you get it wrong you're looking at losses, which I think in the past haven't really been much of a concern. If you paid too much for a property, the house price inflation would eventually catch up and bail you out. I think the second challenge is the challenge of doing things differently. Once we've recognised that the market's changed significantly, we also recognise we need to adapt to that market to enable ourselves to do business in that marketplace. I don't think anyone would suggest that things are going to get better anytime soon. I think we're facing at least another year of difficult times. No one's going to close their doors and stop doing business, so we need to come up with ways of working within the climate that we are in. We're already beginning to start work on these changes. When we value, we're looking to ensure that we use as much information as possible from as many sources as possible, as the number of comparables that come from a single agent has fallen massively. So we've widened the net, we're using more sources, we're talking to more agents. We're looking to build into our valuation models future price depreciation so that we don't get caught when prices fall, as they inevitably will for some time. And on the resale, we're looking to ensure that we stay competitive against the competition, to ensure that purchasers that we find are qualified, so that those sales don't fall out 3 months down the line and we lose 3 months of value due to price depreciation, which again is something which affects us much worse now than it did under previous markets when prices were climbing or steady. I think in summary, the goal of part exchange hasn't changed in this market, but the way we achieve that goal has to. The challenges are much greater, but we have to take them on, because part exchange is going to be even more important to developers in the current climate.